so excited.
It's time for Two Guys and a Goalie with Dustin Nielson, Matt Cassian, and the goalie, Joaquin Gage.
12:03 on a cloudy Thursday at Edmonton. Welcome to Two Guys and a Goalie presented by GS Construction. Tom Gazzola in for Dusty. Joaquin Gage in studio. Matty Cassian in his satellite studios. Good day, Matthew. Good day, sir.
Good day.
Good day. Good vibes around here because of Joaquin. Actually, this is usually good vibes around here, but Gager brought in homemade donaires cast, which I know you would appreciate.
Ooh, yeah. How'd you do them this time? Did you do the TikTok version of them?
I did.
Make it up yourself? How'd you do it?
So there was a sale on mystery meat at the store. No, it was it was great because it was a meat and pork mixture already done.
Okay.
So then I put that, and then obviously onion powder, garlic powder. I used Italian seasoning. I just brought some stuff I had from home. And then what else? Cayenne pepper and a little smoked paprika. And then the seasoning that we had here in there. And then 2 sheets of parchment paper. And then rolled it out nice and thin.
Yeah,
so
there you go.
In the oven, it was 4 big wraps of thin meat. And then half an hour, I didn't know how the oven would do. It was okay. I think I might go a little lower next time. But I did half an hour at 390 in that one. It got pretty hot. But it was fine. I think it was okay.
It was awesome. Seriously, really, really delicious. And then the tomato and the onion, you added seasoning into those too.
I bought some olive oil from the Italian Center shop a while ago, but it's a pepperoncino olive oil, so it's a little spicy. And I just drizzled that on the onions and the tomatoes. Cheese. Nice.
Did you make your own sauce?
Yeah, I made a sweet sauce.
It was awesome.
Now, did you do the the either evaporated or condensed, sweetened? And then just dump a bunch of vinegar
and apple cider.
Garlic.
I used apple cider and a ton of garlic. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
beautiful.
So good. Beautiful. My breath probably doesn't smell good.
No, it's terrible.
No, but you feel good. But you feel good. That's the thing.
But you can't smell it though, because everyone else's breath. That's why I got to feed everyone over here. So.
Man, it's so great. Good, Cass. You would have loved it.
Yep. See, I actually did those not too long ago. Pretty much the exact same thing, except I didn't do the traditional sweet sauce. Like I roasted a bunch of garlic, and I did like a roasted garlic and yogurt sauce. So it was a little bit lighter. Not quite as sweet. But I had to tell my wife, I'm like, this isn't a donaire. I didn't tell her it was a donaire. I'm like, it's a donaire. But I'm like, it's just a gyro. But I'm like, it's a gyro, but really it's just a donaire. And the kids too, because they're like, a donaire, but you frame it as something different. And it turns out really well. So it was really good.
I think I'll refer to it.
I love that you did that.
Kebabs now.
A kebab.
Kebab. Gage's kebab.
Yep.
That was good. Whatever the hell you want to call whatever that was that you made, it was delicious. So well done, Gager. You brought the morale
because
up.
It was, it's football Thursday. Cass, you're basically on vacation, or half your family is essentially getting ready for American Thanksgiving. So I thought, you know what? Why not cook for the boys on football Thursday?
And we have a guest here that Jay's meeting with, and she came by and we're like, this is Gager's kitchen. And you're like, I'm not allowed to cook at home, so I cook here. I thought that went over very well. So it's been a good vibe around here at the EST Global HQ. We're inside the Popeyes Louisiana Kitchen Studios. Of course, Two Guys and a Goalie brought to you by GS Construction, which is now hiring. GS is looking for experienced pipe layers, operators, top men, and superintendents. Visit gsconstruction.ca. All right, boys. I mean, we could talk about American Thanksgiving traditions, aka Thursday up here.
Yeah.
Or we could dive into football, or we could get into the Oilers lines and the autograph session. I'll leave it up to you. It is your show. I'm just the guest host today.
Well, talk about a great time for an autograph session at West Edmonton Mall. This is a massive. I know in America they'll probably have pumpkin pie, maybe a cheesecake, but it's a massive dose of humble pie that the Edmonton Oilers will be eating this evening, signing those autographs. Oh my gosh, man! I don't know about you, Cass. I remember doing the events with fans, and when you're winning, it's fine, right? You're like, oh gosh, it's okay. Everyone's happy to see, and I'm sure there'll be lots of people happy to see the Oilers. But there's always that one guy that comes up, and he's the guy from Slapshot, and tells you got to start working on your lateral movement a little bit better.
Yep. Dude, me getting blamed at the grocery store in Ottawa when we weren't playing that well. And I'm like, dude, I'm playing like 5 minutes a night here. Like, it's not my fault.
I was going to ask, and I'm not surprised that you get recommendations on what you should do from fans, because they're very passionate and they care and they see some things and they have ideas. A lot of them are knowledgeable, especially in this neck of the woods. But can you tell when it's coming, and from the type of person that's lined up waiting to meet you and greet you and all that? Cass?
Sometimes yes, sometimes no. And like, sometimes yes, you can tell. But I would say, generally speaking, in a situation like that, where you have people that usually are waiting quite some time, like those lineups are long, like they're putting time away. Usually they're people that, even though you're losing, usually they're very still just excited to see you, and they want to be generally pretty encouraging. Like in that type of environment where it's like people are waiting a long time, oftentimes there's kids in that. And sometimes like the kids you don't know, and kids you gotta roll with it. Yeah. Like you have a responsibility when there's little kids that are like, why are you guys losing? To just be like, I don't know, man, we're trying. Like, what do you think we should do? And like letting the kid have their moment, like I think is a really good thing. But I generally found that most people are really respective. Like they're generally speaking, they're really good in those situations. It's the exterior ones, like, because in the situation like that, again, long lineup, there's a lot of other people around. People are usually on pretty good behavior. Mm-hmm. It's the ones where it's just like, if you were at West Edmonton Mall today by yourself and you kind of see someone walking up, you can kind of tell by the demeanor and how the person is carrying themselves that they're coming up to you, and they're coming up to you with an agenda. Like they have something that's just like ready to explode verbally out at you. It's like they can't help themselves. Like you can feel that tension in the way that they're holding themselves. Usually in autograph lines, like it might be hard because you will get some honest and genuine questions from people. But usually people are really respectful, and they usually have waited in the line a long time. So it's a little bit of a different situation, because you're not necessarily getting ambushed in that. You may be tired and be like, man, I really don't want to deal with these questions. But you're able to, in that situation, deal with it. It'll be the ones where it's like you get up from the table and you're walking away to go back to your vehicle, and then you see the person like beelining straight towards you, just kind of with the almost aggressive tension in their shoulders. Those are the ones where you're just like, oh, get away, like run away, like hide. Yeah, form a defensive triangle. Gager, I don't know if you know what those are, but it's like you try to then you have to get at least three guys, and you're like form a little defensive triangle where you're all facing inward so people don't feel comfortable talking to you. You try to get that going.
I like the kids are the best part of the whole thing, right? Because they're excited, and there's two categories. Okay. The uber shy, and then the talk show host, right? Like, one kid's got to be pushed by their parent, and they're just like they're pushing back against their parent because they're so tentative, and then you're trying to open them up, and you try to play a little game with the autograph card, like you're pulling it away and they're trying to grab it, and then they grab it from you, and then they smile and stuff like that. But then you get the guy the kid that comes up and just starts talking to you and asks you. It's probably like, when I think about it, it's probably Coob back in the day, right? It was.
Yeah.
It's like,
yeah, probably.
It was 50 questions. And I'm like, I'm still on the first one, man. And they just, those are the ones that are so much fun, because then you look at the parent, and the parent's like, I don't know.
I don't know.
Doing this every day.
Yeah. You know what? It's the kids are great, and it's funny because, Gage, I know, and you're the same way. It's like, and like, because especially depending on if you're sitting in like number order or whatever, like however you get spaced out, you kind of know. And you do enough of those with your teammates, like you kind of know what the guys next to you are doing. And it's like, and I know if you sat with me, and it's like if my wife sent me at dinners, like where we don't know anybody, or it's like a charitable dinner, and it's like you're at a table with people you don't know, or a wedding or wherever. It's like she rolls her eyes at me because it's like I do the same thing every time, because it just relieves tension and makes people smile a little bit, and it's like it softens the moment. And so with those kids, it's the same thing, right? Like with the really shy ones, I usually ask them for money. Right. I'm like, I go to sign and I'm like, I but don't give it back to him. I'm like, hey, that'll be $10. And the kid just kind of like, sometimes they just like, their eyes get big and they're like, they're in their head. They're like, I don't have $10. Like what? Like what do I do? Right. And if they just they panic, eventually I'll just be like, cause you got to keep the line moving. I'll be like, next time I'm going to charge you 20. Like, here you go. Like, just kind of like, cause then they start to giggle, like they get a little smile. Yeah. No, they get a little smile. Like, and they ultimately tell you're joking, which is, which is good in that. Or I'll start telling them, I'll be like, hey, like if it's a team photo, I'll be like, hey, is there anyone you want me to draw a mustache on? Like on the photo. That's funny. Like you ask them like the chatty ones, and sometimes they'll tell you. And then usually I'm trying to make sure it's like someone that's further down the line. If it's like a team, cause sometimes they'll have like the team photos and it's like everybody's just kind of signing the same thing. Yeah. And you'll start like drawing googly eyes like on one of your teammates that is further down the line from you. That's at the end. And then they have no idea who's doing it, but they see it every single time that someone's like drawing or like little horns on them or something.
I forgot all about that. That's funny. Yeah. You don't
those ones are funny
because you're looking like an idiot by the end of the night. Everyone's adding stuff to you.
Everyone, because other guys will jump in sometimes too. Yeah, it's great. But the kids were always fun with that, and that's the beauty of it, right? Because it's an innocence, like such an innocence to it, where it's it's just you can interact with them in a way, and if you're super excitable and into it, as Gager said, it's like you can engage with them and they're usually laughing and having a good time. And if they're shy, if you can pull just that little smile out of them, and that's what you're going for, those like you get that little smile out of them. It's a beautiful thing. So there's that being said, they are harder to do when you're not playing well. It gets emotionally you feel like you're beat up, but it's part of the territory. I mean, you have a responsibility. It's an entertainment business, right? And you have a responsibility. And I think I understand that more now, way more now than I did before while I was playing. Yeah. But it's like you have a responsibility to a certain extent, like to put on a show, even if you're not feeling it, because not because people have reasonable expectations, because oftentimes their expectations aren't reasonable, but you have an opportunity to influence or impact someone's life really in a little moment. And it's important to put your best foot forward, even though can be tricky in some days when you don't want to be doing it necessarily.
Well, weren't you saying that? After last game, they all came out and met families and stuff.
Reed was saying that. Yeah, it was part of Hockey Fights Cancer Night.
So they were, and I guess the Oilers, one person comes out to meet a family after every game, and I forget the player that Reed was talking about, but he said by the end,
Kulak came.
But he said that he gets more out of it than he thought that he was actually.
Oh, Rob Brown said that.
Was it Rob Brown?
Yeah,
okay,
that was
that was Brownie. So, and I mean, I remember times when you have a horrible game and you got to do something like that because you don't feel like doing that. You just want to, and then you meet someone and you realize how important it is, and you actually start feeling a little bit better. But I'm like you, Cass. Yep. Like the moments that you have to make an impression or on people that you don't really know of the effect that you'll have. I mean, I've had grown men come up to me going to Oilers signings and saying, "I used to watch you, and you made me want to play hockey and stuff like that."
That's
like,
cool.
Holy smokes! Like I never thought that was even a thing.
Yeah, it's such a good lesson for us, though. Just as this is completely off like whether you're a professional athlete playing for the Edmonton Oilers or not, just as people and as individuals, is like those little moments, the little moments with people can have such an impact that we don't, Gage, like that, like having someone who's like, hey, like as a kid, you were kind to me in the lineup and made me want to play goalie, and I played hockey and I loved it because you made me feel great in that moment. And it's like, as athletes, maybe you have more of an opportunity for moments like that. But as people, it's like we have those moments all the time at work, at school, with our kids, with other people's kids, coaching hockey, being a teammate with other grownups. It's like you have those moments all the time. And it's hockey and sports is such a microcosm, because it's like you jam in all of life into like a little package. And that's what sports is, like the wins, the losses, the emotions, the feeling like you're disappointing people or actually disappointing people. Like there's so much stuff packed into it. And it's a great reminder that whenever we're dealing with people, the words you say and the way you interact with them can have immeasurable amounts of influence, positive or negative. And that's not me sitting here saying that I do it perfect, because I didn't, and I don't, and you mess up all the time. But it's a healthy reminder of that. And on the flip side, you can also, as those little fans or grown-up fans going through the line, you can actually have a tremendous impact on the players in a positive or negative way. Where because think of the amount of interactions that they go through, and speaking either kind words and not just supportive and blindly supportive words, but speaking kind words or showing appreciation in whatever, like that can actually have a massive impact on them. So I don't know, the little interactions with athletes or with anybody are just, they're so important. Maybe just a little reminder on an American Thanksgiving Day to try to make sure that we're
and give thanks.
We're being
thankful.
Be thankful, show appreciation, and bless someone else with your actions, because it can make a little thing that may seem like a little thing could make a world of difference in somebody's life.
Kelvin Van Dassler via the Nasty Chat says big crowds at the mall already. Not too surprised to hear that. Appreciate the update, Calvin. Good to hear from you. Also, I mean, I like that. Hopefully today there will be a lot of those important, impactful moments, especially for kids who love these guys and maybe can't go to a game or only get to see them up close and in person very infrequently. And so I remember going to West Edmonton Mall as a kid. I think I was like 4 or 5. Wow. And my mom and dad took me shopping. But like, the Oilers are here. Hey, look, they're signing autographs. But I mean, I wasn't old enough to like understand like, oh, that. And I met Craig Simpson, and I was the kid pushing back into my like dad's leg, and I remember I had like a waffle cone. And I had a sick ice cream, and he like pulled my hat and like played with it, and my dad's like, "What do you say?" I'm like, "I don't know. I can't believe I'm talking to Craig Simpson. I'm 3-4 years old."
That's great.
But then I went probably one of the years you were playing. I think it was like 95 or 96 to West Ed. And I want to get to this too. There was a practice there, and you guys used to practice there.
Yeah, they don't practice there anymore.
They don't practice there anymore. However, I met David Oliver. It was the year he scored he had a 20-goal season. Okay. It's great to see him in the press box now, and I kind of told him that story. I'm like, I was a kid. I went to the West Edmonton Mall autograph session. I had your card. You were my favorite player. Then I realized Doug Waite was Doug Waite. And I'm like, this guy's even better. But I got David Oliver to sign one of the cards I had of him because I was collecting cards. But I also had a Kent Manderville card.
No way.
Yeah. Or it was either Kent Manderville or Luke Richardson. And he was cross-checking a maple leaf. And so the autograph session had ended. But I could see a couple of players, like they were walking away, they were leaving, going to their cars cast. And instead of being an adult to ambush them and kind of give them my 2 cents on what they should do and why they suck or why they could be better, my dad's like, that's Luke Richardson right there. Go talk to him. And I had a Luke Richardson card as well. And so I ran up to him, Mr. Richardson, would you sign my card for me? And he goes, oh, yeah. And he sees that he's cross-checking somebody on this card. I think it was like an OPG card, and it's a maple leaf. And he's like, is that you? And it was Kent Manderville. And he's like, Yeah, that was me. Why are you cross-checking me?
I remember that card, actually.
I have it at home in a box somewhere, and yeah, he signed it. He's like, "Do you want him to sign it?" I was like, "No."
No.
It was a Luke Richardson card, right? Like, but I remember them joking about that. So it was pretty neat. Like, I thought that was cool, but the lines can be very difficult. And I feel like it's probably only gotten more congested over the years, and they probably changed it up a little bit. But Gager, like, I don't know why they got away from the practice. That was a long-standing tradition, and then at least they go there still.
Yeah. They got away from the practice because back in Gators' day, no one could raise the puck.
And I still
because now you raise the puck, that short little glass at West Ed, I'm like, someone's getting beaten in the chops. And I actually truly think that's probably the reason why is your glass is low and it's dangerous. Like, you couldn't.
Safe.
It is not safe.
Even if it hit that net, it's still moving a little bit.
Yep.
And
and people standing right there, like it wouldn't be safe for people.
Yeah.
That is why.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, people at the brick tournament get hit, right?
Yeah.
And
and that's kids. Yeah,
it's kids, and it's still they're leaking.
Yep.
Well, frozen pucks hurt, man.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't matter how hard they're coming at you.
But the reason why they couldn't raise the puck because usually we had the green light before that practice.
Oh,
that was a very guilty practice at the mall. Like, guys were usually rolling in on suits, not because they got dressed up for the occasions, because they're just getting home from a game the night before or something like that. So.
Okay, I just remember it was neat to see them like whirling around there, and like, this is a shopping mall, and there's a professional NHL team there. Anyway, to all those that are going down to West Edmonton Mall this evening, good luck. Hopefully you get to have those tremendous interactions with your favorite Oilers. And it's what I don't like. That I'm just going one little thing is somebody texted in talking about a kid who wasn't able to get his McDavid jersey signed and he threw it. That's tough.
I know
that's hard to see, and I'm like, that sucks.
Yeah, I mean, the access to these guys has become. I mean, they're Fort Knox now too, right? Mm-hmm. Like, it's very difficult. Where, I mean, I remember coming out of old Rexall, and we'd come up that side entrance, right? And there'd be tons of people just standing there, and everyone would sign autographs all the way to their car, right? And -40 didn't matter. If anyone ever came up, it was like, geez, you're standing out here. It's freezing. Let me sign this so you can get home.
Yeah. That's true. That is true. All right. It is Two Guys and a Goalie. Tom Gazzola in for Dustin Nielson, Joaquin, and Cass with you as well. Two Guys and a Goalie brought to you by GS Construction. The Oilers back on the ice today after their whooping the other night at the hands of the Dallas Stars. I'm going to read out the lines and the pairings, and then we're going to kind of dive into it here as the Oil gets set to go to Seattle to face the Kraken Saturday afternoon. So Tony Brar from Oilers TV had McDavid between Savoy and Hyman, Draisaitl centering Podkolzin and Kapanen. Might be a placeholder there. Nugent-Hopkins with Clattenburg and Mangiapane on his wings. Good to see Nugent-Hopkins on a line again. Henrique between Frederic and Lazar. Tomashek was the extra. On defense, Ekholm with Bouchard, Nurse with Regula, Kulak paired up with Emerson. Of course, Skinner and Pickard tending the twine. So Roslovic not taking part in this. Maybe a maintenance day, you guys. But to me, like, just seeing Clattenburg on the third line with Nugent-Hopkins and Mangiapane, I'm thinking, good job, kid. Like, well done. Cass,
it might be, well, good job and well done, yes. Getting the goal, battling in front, yes. Roslovic, I think it was a blocked shot, that Dallas game. I can't remember what period that was. Was it second?
And Frederic also missed a lot of time, too. He got nicked.
Yeah. So probably just a maintenance day. You're probably still dealing with swelling, and just it is what it is on that. For Clattenburg, I listen. He battled through. It was love to see the emotion after he scored. He scored a gritty goal in front of the net. Fighting for the puck, fighting for space, was great to see. I don't know, because sometimes you have placeholders where you know that there's guys in the lineup that are coming back in, and so you're just kind of you're holding a spot, and it's not necessarily where you're going to be playing the next day. And I know this because that happened to me all the time, quite frequently. It's like, oh, let's look at the practice lineup today. I'm on the first line. Guess that means I'm not playing tomorrow. Yeah, that means Pierre-Marc Bouchard's having a maintenance day, and I am just filling in here. It was actually still good because you got first line reps in during the practice, so I didn't mind it. I'm like, if I'm not going to play, it's better than being the extra and rotating in. Actually getting some reps in is a good thing. So I didn't mind it, but we'll have to see with where that is. That being said, he's still early in his career. Still not like he's playing a ton of minutes, but I appreciate the tenacity thus far with which he has played. It's been a good thing. And maybe it is. And maybe because of that, maybe this is him actually potentially getting a spot, like a chance at that spot on the third line. So we'll have to see. I think we'll get a better idea of that tomorrow. Like tomorrow will be the telling practice as far as lines go. Today, just because you still have one more day, today is kind of like I don't want to say it's a write-off from it, but it's like, you're going to have everyone that still really needs rest or that's banged up is going to take a little bit more time. So tomorrow will be the day when I look at the lines and go, okay, this is probably how they're going to go with tomorrow. But we all know that changes 30 seconds into a game with the Oilers anyways.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up. Perfect segue, because Rashog reporting, and he has video of Kasperi Kapanen going off the ice. He says he seemed to have hurt himself, extremely frustrated as he left the ice. I just retweeted it. He blew up a rack of sticks on his way to the locker room. Like, everybody else's sticks are now scattered on the ice. Like 7 or 8 of them. Here you go, Joaquin.
Yeah.
You can watch this. He's pissed off.
Yeah.
That's not good. So
re-aggravated something.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's doing that knows that you're not ready to go. And it's a mess.
Yeah.
So.
Would you feel bad for, I'm looking at Donovan there. He almost got hit. And you got Sevy Lines in there. And poor Smitty equipment and athletic staff that almost got smacked by sticks. I'd feel bad if I did something like that.
The training staff, you just invoice them, right? Invoice their time to pick up the sticks. Just a nice little reminder. Or, when guys did that, though, sometimes they made it up to the trainers. They took them to dinner on the road or something like that, right? So, I understand the frustration, but you don't. I mean, it's hard because I know how you feel in that moment or whatever. It's frustrating, but you don't want to make extra work for those guys. Those are the hardest working guys. At least there's one part of the Edmonton Oilers is working hard, and that's the training staff. Oh,
by the way, they're probably it looks like they're going to be wearing their alternate jerseys in Seattle on Saturday afternoon. We're live on location, Boston Pizza Clairview, for that one. Come on out. Lots of great prizes, and tickets have been given away by Jason and Lisa over at BP Clairview. Cass, you're on for that one, right?
I think so.
I think so too.
I think so.
Look at that. Cooper the Corgi.
Cooper the Corgi's in here.
All right. He's chasing his ball. Way to go, glue guy. Keeping the vibes high. We got donaires for lunch and Cooper the Corgi keeping the vibes high.
It's a carnival-like atmosphere.
It is just a great time. When Dusty's away, the kids will play. All right. Defensively, Cass, we didn't even talk. I didn't have a chance to catch up with you because Belzy was in for you on that post-game show.
Yeah.
I mean, Joaquin was great breaking down that game the other night too. Yesterday on our shows, but your debrief of the debacle that was the Dallas game.
Well, I hate to use this phrase, but I'm going to use it. Scheduled loss in that you're just on the road for forever. You come back home, you're back home for one game, and you're coming out of the East. You got home after that Florida game. You would have got home at 4 a.m. Kids are still going to be up. Family's still going to have expectations. You haven't been home. So if you have a spouse or a partner, or significant other of any sorts, whether you live with them or not, guess what they're going to want to do? They're going to want to hang out and spend time with you. And so it's not even really fully a day off because you're going to have your family and life obligations that you're trying to take care of because you've just been gone getting groceries, for example, for a couple of days. And then knowing that you're going back on the road mentally, physically, it is a tough game to win. That game is tough game to win. With that being said, you don't want to lose like that. Like there's a difference between just losing a game. There's losing a game and there's losing a game. And that was the latter, right? Like where it was ugly, and it was ugly from a mental mistake standpoint. It was ugly from a physical engagement standpoint. But I do, as I said, from the schedule loss standpoint, I do have some grace for that game, just knowing that was going to be a really tough one to win. It just was. And I know people don't like hearing that. Yeah. They don't feel good about that. It really frustrates them. But if I look at the situation, like that's the tough one. Right. Like that's the you go on vacation and you get sick, right? Because now it's like the stress has left your body and you're trying to de-stress. And then all of a sudden your adrenaline system lets off a little bit and your body's just like, I can't deal with any of this anymore. And you get sick. Like that's what that game is. It's such a tough one, that first game back at home, being on the road for that long in the East, different time zone, delay track. Like it is really, really difficult. At the same time, some of the mental mistakes, it wasn't like the battle just wasn't there either. Oh, God, and that's, no. I think that's what you want, is even if physically you're unable to actually do it, you're at least trying to do it. Right. That's what I think frustrates people even more, is like, yes, you may be tired. Yes, mentally, it might not all be there. Your body may be quitting on you. You may physically and emotionally just really be difficult to get into the game, but at least try. And it doesn't look, and I don't want to say they didn't try. Like I legitimately, it's like, they're not going through that game being like, I don't want to try here. Like they're going to try, but it just, nothing worked from a trying standpoint. And it just looked, the optics of it just looked way worse than it actually was to me. But it was tough, guys, and tough in all facets of it. Like the Clattenburg goal was the only positive, like it was the only positive in that one. But,
is there a
scheduled loss, guys, but still ugly?
Is there a comfort level problem with the Edmonton Oilers?
Like too comfortable?
Yeah.
Because Country Club has started to creep into the discussion around this team lately.
I've been hearing that
term. Seen that a little bit more.
Yeah.
lately.
And that's, I'm going to be in the lineup. I don't,
no repercussions, really.
I can kind of just float on this one. And, but then you got a kid like Clattenburg come in and he's, his hair's on fire and running around and doing everything right. That's what was the most concerning thing with me that whole game, that that type of play wasn't inspiring enough for at least one or two other guys to start playing in a manner close to where his care level was, And I get it. It's his second game. He's playing in Rogers Place in a real in an NHL game for the first time at home. And his heart was probably coming out of his chest before that game. Right. So, and remember those first few games, Cass, when you play and warm up is just crazy because you're looking across ice and you see the Dallas Stars jersey, right? Yep. You go, oh my God. Like that's Jamie Benn.
That to me seems so cool. Like
it's so cool. It's
oh my God
really
moment.
Cool. Yeah. And then you get out there and you like I distinctly remember looking up and you see Sergei Fedorov and Steve Yzerman talking before the draw, and you're just like,
oh crap, yeah,
yeah,
oh easy.
I go, oh my gosh, like, am I supposed to be here right now?
yeah. Imposter syndrome, like I do not belong. Yeah, what am I doing? Yeah,
but good for him to rise and be a force, like, and put all that, the I guess the awe of the whole situation, and put it and just play his game, which. Yeah, and I think Bob even said on the broadcast, this guy's going to be an NHLer, and I have to agree with him. He will be a full-time NHLer at some point because he's kind of that throwback unicorn, as he mentioned so often.
18 pro games. Yeah. 18 pro games, 2 in the NHL cast.
Yep, and he probably not going to stick here the whole year, and next year he may not stick and be here the whole year. Still as a young player, and maybe he will. Like, we could be wrong. He could. But those guys, I've said this to so many people and so many parents too. It's like everyone wants to be McDavid.
Yeah.
And it's like, there's not very many people that can be that. Mm-hmm. There's not very many people that can be a Leon Draisaitl. Like the level of sheer talent and skill is just like, it's just insane. Needed to be that. Now, for a player that plays that hard, physical, just going to work, going to scrap for everything, that a lot of people can do, but not many players and not many parents are willing to coach their players that way right now because of the emphasis on skill. And it's a good thing to have the emphasis on skill. You know, it's a good thing to have your emphasis on development, but there's a gap, and I think we'll see the swing back here, and we're starting to see it. Saw it at the draft last year, I think, already. And last year was the first year where it was noticeable for me at the draft, where you're going to start to see a swing back, and not that there's a less of a focus on skill, but the swing back is going to be like, if you're a team and you already have your high skill guys, you need not just only high skill guys. Now you want guys that can move, you want guys that can make plays, but you need some dogs. And he's the type of guy that can do that. So I don't even want to say it's a throwback because he's got more skills than players that just played the only fourth line way. Like, you put him in a shinny game, pick up a men's league and beer league, and like, he's going to be by far and away the most skilled player out there. Like, he's going to light you all up, and don't kid yourself. He will light you all up. You absolutely would. But at the NHL level, to be able to play that slightly throwback, aggressive sandpaper style is hugely important to a team. I mean, you need guys that can play that way. A la Florida Panthers the last couple of years, having guys that have played that way to help them win. So yeah, I mean, it's the only real positive out of that Dallas game for sure was him getting that first in a cool moment.
I'm curious about a couple of things. Joaquin, with a guy that's 20 years old, minimal pro experience coming in like that, would a team of veteran players that are on the Oilers roster look at him and be genuinely excited, or would they kind of roll their eyes and be like, oh, that's great, like try doing that for a full year? How do you think they would react?
I hope,
I'm sincerely curious because
I can't see them not being impressed with the kid.
Right.
Like, you go, holy smokes, this guy's no fear. And it might remind them back when they started how difficult it was, and he's having success playing the right way. So it might be a little bit of, you hope it's a little bit of a light bulb. Worst, I mean, if people are looking at him going, oh, he can't do that, that's not a good sign, Tom. Mm-hmm. That's, you want to appreciate when your teammates are doing things the right way, not doing something. Oh, I hope the coach doesn't want me to start doing that. That's ridiculous. I want to send Trev to the mall and see how big his line for his autograph is. If his line's a little bit longer than some of the other normal guys.
Yeah, well, I mean, now it might be.
It might be.
He's made a bit of an impact in his first two games. Cass, I'll follow that up with you. If you saw a 20-year-old in the opposing team's lineup playing, one of his first NHL games ever, his first full year in the pros, and he's got that rambunctious style, and he might go running around and hit your guys, like, do you oblige him for a fight? Do you have to kind of assess
I probably would
let him go?
Well, I'd still assess it. But if he was not a heavyweight, if he was a heavyweight, I would oblige.
Right.
And if it was one of his first game, his second game, and he hadn't had a fight yet, even if it wasn't necessarily the best situation for me, I'd do it. I'd do it because I know he's trying to have an impact and make it stick, and he's doing everything he can, and I would respect and honor the crap out of that. So I would do it. Now, if he's a middleweight guy that's just, light heavyweight, that's going to be flying around, running around, and I know he's going to run around like an idiot, like different than we'll call it a heavy or an ultra heavy, like guy that I know is on we'll call it on the same level in terms of a capability of pugilistic violence on the ice. If it's just a guy that's going to try to walk that line, I'm getting next to him in warm up if I can, and I'm telling him if he touches anybody, I'm going to murder him. And just to be like, yeah, oh, very direct. It'll be like, yeah, you touch anyone tonight, I am literally going to try to murder you, and then following through with it if they try to do something. Like if there's a guy that you know that, but oftentimes it's hard because you don't necessarily know that. Like if you're a guy that's been in the NHL for a little bit and it's a young guy and it's not someone that you played against in the minors and it's not someone that you played against in juniors, you might not know that that's the type of players. Now the coaching staff will come in and they'll kind of tell you like, this guy might play this young guy in the line. He plays a little bit of an up-tempo, rambunctious sort of game, so just be aware of it. So you might kind of know, and so you might do it, but oftentimes guys don't. You don't truly know. Now, for a heavyweight standpoint, if there was a guy and I knew that there was like, you pay attention to that. You pay attention to who in the minors can throw down and who's on their way up, because what you don't want to have happen is to get completely caught off guard. And I think, I probably caught a couple guys off guard. And it's funny because the same thing would happen like early in my junior career, and then early in my minor hockey, like minor league, like AHL career, and then early in the NHL career, where guys would fight me way more open than they did later on, because early on they just don't know.
Right. And
then you beat the wheels off a couple people, and then all of a sudden people figure out pretty quick that they can't quite do that. So if I go to like, one of my first NHL fight, first one was against Jared Bull, who we played against each other in the minor. So he fought defensively in that one. But the second one was against, I call him Uncle Jody, but against Jody Shelley.
Jeez,
and
big guy.
Yeah, and
you are too. Don't get me wrong. Let's not kid ourselves.
Yeah, well, I mean, you can watch that fight and tell me how it went, and I don't think he was prepared for what I was capable of. So guys kind of get in that mentality. They can, of not just dominance, but you're not, because you're focusing on so many other things. You're not thinking about the guy that just got called up necessarily. So, but yeah, I mean, if I knew he was a player that played that way, like if he was and guys that walk that line today, back then we just call him rats. Like he'd be a rat, like just a weasel rat, like middleweight guy, like, gonna run around, be gritty, maybe fight some people, but probably if I jump him, he's gonna turtle. Like those type of guys, like that's the type of player he is, and you need those. Absolutely, they're great to have on your team. But if I knew a guy was that, I am absolutely telling him, like, maybe not murder. I might not use that word. But like I probably actually would on the ice. Like I'll try to kill you.
The first name that comes to mind about that, because playing against him junior and minors, and then obviously he had a really good NHL career, but Tyson Nash.
Ah, yes.
He was
but that's like the Clattenburg type of player, right?
Yeah.
Like where it's like has some skill, can actually do some things, like will fight, but it's not going to fight all the time, and it's just going to drive you nuts, be around the net, like capable. Like if they fight someone their size or smaller, they're going to beat them up, right? But they're not necessarily going to fight the big guys. They're just going to try to drive everybody nuts. No, Nasher would be a perfect example of that. Those golden locks, beautiful hair too.
I know.
He's a nice guy.
Still shredded. I don't know if you ever see. He's awesome guy. Awesome guy. Yeah, still doing media stuff for Utah. Still shredded. Always permatan, even though he's not in Arizona anymore.
Yeah, how does that manage to happen? I think he's got a sunbed in his house, probably.
I don't know. Super white teeth. Yeah.
Cass, I just watched your encounter with Uncle Jody, and Uncle Jody, I think, realized that the kid was bigger, tougher, and stronger in that one. You even got body shots going in there.
They always throw. I love throwing body shots. You want to make them effective. Want to make them pee a little blood in the morning. Yeah,
that's not how you treat your uncle.
Yeah, you know what? He's actually an awesome guy too. I'll throw that in there. Jody is I really back then still, and now still a ton of respect for Jody.
Yeah, well said. This is Two Guys and a Goalie. Tom Gazzola in for Dustin Nielson. Joaquin Gage in studio with me here. And then we got Matt Cassian at his satellite studios. You can text us 780-218-9999. Jump into the nasty chat as well. And, of course, Two Guys and a Goalie brought to you by GS Construction. I want to ask you guys this before we dive into hire it or fire it. It's been a lot of peaks and valleys for the Oilers. And it hasn't been steady like climbs and then descend descending situations. It's been up for a game or two, then straight down to the bottom for a game or two. Up. It looks like the Richter scale going off whenever there's a tremor or an earthquake, but flip it vertically. Why? Why are we seeing that? They can't win more than 2 games in a row. They don't go on prolonged losing streaks. They've had 3 instances this year where they've lost either 3 in a row true L's, or they've had a sprinkle of an OTL in there. So what's your read on that, Joaquin?
I asked Hernan yesterday. It just came to mind because, we talk about over the last few years, we looked at the Flames, and the phrase that we use is the Oilers broke the Flames.
Yes.
It looks like, you look at the LA Kings, they kind of, in the playoffs, who kind of broke the LA Kings a little bit, right? I asked Hernan, have the Florida Panthers broken the Edmonton Oilers?
Interesting.
You talk about the fluctuations in play. This is a team that it's still trying to figure itself out. You'd think with that core, that nucleus of guys that have been together, and the coach, for 2 years here, they don't look anything. And I know there's new players, but usually in those types of situations, good teams, the assimilation from the new guys is quite seamless, right? I hear people talking about, they just want to play playoff hockey, but I understand that. But at some point you got to say, I'm tired of being mediocre, right? Like this is that's a great name for this team right there. They're very mediocre because sometimes they're good. Who wants to live in that mediocrity kind of zone? I'm assuming that these guys still want to be great. And that's the reason why I posed the question. Is if you don't, you're kind of broke if you don't want to be great.
No. Yeah. Cass, how do you see it?
I think, and I'm guilty of this too. So I'll say that I'm guilty of this too. Like with the Flames and the Oilers broke the Flames comments from that 1 year in the playoffs, right? Because it just went downhill from the Flames after that.
Totally.
Really, it has since then. That being said, I don't think the Oilers actually broke the Flames. I think the Flames broke the Flames, and people wanting out of Calgary broke the Flames, and internal stuff in the dressing room broke the Flames. Like there was, and I think some of the management decisions and ownership decisions about who is making decisions around the table, I think that broke the Flames too.
That was Sutter behind the bench. That was a tough situation.
There was a tough situation, and maybe I don't think an ideal ultimately situation for him from a standpoint of what tools he typically operated with. Like it wasn't the right fit.
Yeah.
And that's not to take away from anything that he had as a career from coaching elsewhere. I mean, he clearly had a ton of success and won cups and did some great things. But that's not on the Edmonton Oilers. Right. For as much as we want to be like, Edmonton beating him in there, that's what did it. It's like, it's not, it wasn't, it didn't mentally shred the team. There was other stuff going on and other issues and other problems. So I look at it and I don't think Florida broke Edmonton. Now has Edmonton created through a number of years, are there issues that are there? Yes. Are they there because the Florida Panthers beat them? No, they're not there because the Florida Panthers beat them. So I'm loath to say that the Florida Panthers beat the Edmonton Oilers. Now, I like saying that the Edmonton Oilers broke the Calgary Flames because it's fun, right? And because it makes us feel good, and because it makes people out of Calgary angry, and we like sticking it to them. And anytime we can, we should, because it's a good sports rivalry. So we ought to do it, right? But I don't think so. I don't think they're broken. I think we can look at them losing to Florida. We can look at the length of the runs, and we can look at a whole bunch of factors that add into that mediocrity of where they are right now and that totally average that they're at right now, and say these are all factors into it. But I don't know. I don't think they're broken. I think they want to be great. I think they're struggling, and I think, from a personnel standpoint, I still go, it starts from the back end for me. There's players, and some of them have started to turn around. Bouchard has been playing better, and I know they lost the big game against Dallas. I know it wasn't good. But Bouchard has started to play better, which in turn, if we ignore the Dallas game, the last couple before it, it's like, well, they started to get a little bit of momentum. And I think a lot of it is with Evan Bouchard actually playing more minutes and playing really well defensively. It's like those things start to happen and the team starts to play better. So I don't know. They're not broken. I think they need to improve their defense. And it starts there, both from a team standpoint and from an actual defensive core standpoint. I think it needs to get better. I don't know, guys. I don't even know where I'm going with this. I don't think they're broken. I'll leave it there.
It's all good. That was good. I appreciated that. Let's do a quick text, then we'll jump into abbreviated hire it or fire it. This text says, I don't think the Oilers are broken, but it seems to be a reset year. Losing 2 years in the final has inflicted its toll, but broken leads to a rebuild. This team is not a rebuild. Good text. Thank you for that. Appreciate it. Let's go to hire it or fire it. For over 50 years, GS Construction has been proud to serve our communities and work alongside incredible people. Every member of their team has their own story, but they all share one thing in common, a passion for the work we do. Visit www.gsconstruction.ca. The Sandman and his crew doing good things. You see their trucks all over the city, helping to make our city evolve into it's a little big city now.
Yes.
I think that's a nice way.
Sometimes you're a little frustrated by the amount of work he's doing all over the city.
Sometimes I get big frustrated, but I blame the city more so than GS Construction.
No, well, I don't blame GS Construction.
No,
I just blame Sandy.
Yeah, I just blame Sandy.
Blame him.
Just him specifically.
Yes. Hire it or fire it. I was going to do like a Thanksgiving theme one, but anyway, I'll stay on that theme actually. Hire it or fire it, because there's NFL today. No NHL games. Hire it or fire it. The NHL should still have games on American Thanksgiving Thursday. Cass.
Fire it. You're not going to win. You're not going to win against the NHL or the NFL.
Not even Canadian teams playing?
Okay, I thought I was just thinking American teams.
Sorry, I should have.
Okay,
yeah,
that's interesting.
If we're talking Canadian teams in Canada, I think you're fine. Mm-hmm. I think go for it. Any teams in the U.S. playing in the U.S. anywhere, don't do it.
Joaquin?
Yeah, no. You can get away with a few Canadian teams battling for sure.
Right.
No problem. But yeah, do not venture into the belly of the beast and go up against the NFL tonight.
For those that don't know, like American Thanksgiving is bigger than Christmas.
It's huge.
Yeah,
it's massive.
It is a big, like almost week-long.
We were in Buffalo for it at one time, and we all went to Todd Marchand's parents' house.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
that's probably awesome.
He had a fireman's pole. His parents.
That's sick.
Yeah, he could go up from downstairs.
That is sick.
Yeah, it was awesome.
I love that. And this has been an interesting week schedule-wise in the NHL. 1 game on Tuesday, and then 15 yesterday, none today, 15 tomorrow, 11 Saturday, 4 on Sunday. We had 7 on Monday, that's a bit more than usual on a Monday in the National Hockey League. Okay, really quickly, boys. Hire it or fire it. Pumpkin pie is top 3 in the pecking order when it comes to pies. Hire it or fire it. Joaquin.
Top 3? I'll hire it. I like pumpkin pie.
Yeah? Okay. Yeah. What else is in there for you?
Apple pie.
That's a staple.
That's like I'll have or you know what I also like is a nice rhubarb pie.
Mm.
Yeah,
pretty good. Cass?
I'm firing it.
Same.
I'm firing it, and I'll give you my. Did we say top 5?
Top 3. Top 3.
Top 3. Yeah. It's top 5. It's not top 3. So I'm firing it. So my number 1, which isn't everyone's number 1, but it's my all-time favorite. So this is what my wife gets me for my birthday, is key lime pie, which I know is not everybody's jam, but a good key lime pie is one of my favorite, might be my favorite dessert of all time. Like I love it. Sweet, tart, little whipped cream, good graham cracker crust. It's delicious and wonderful. So that's number 1. Number 2 is apple.
Yes.
Delicious. Number 3 would be rhubarb. Same thing, little sweet, little tart. Number 4 would be blueberry. And then comes in with the pumpkin after that. And I do like pumpkin, a good pumpkin pie is delicious as well, but it slides down to number 5 for me.
I have to be in the mood. It has to be a small portion for a pumpkin pie. I don't need the whipped cream. I just like it as it is.
But at Thanksgiving, Cass, just I can see your list.
It's nice. Thanksgiving. Yeah. I love having a good pumpkin pie at Thanksgiving is spot on. Yeah. Spot on. Like get that cinnamon, get that that fall. Yeah. But like is a wide open thing.
Yeah.
Like, is it top 3 for Thanksgiving pies? Yeah. Yeah. Cause it's not like I'm not picking necessarily a key lime pie for Thanksgiving. I'm like, I'm going with apple and I'm going with pumpkin. So it's in the top 3. Now, if it's just like year round pie, any other random thing, it slips
apple,
down to 5.
Cherry, blueberry. Man, I like pecan pie too.
I'm not a huge fan, but it's
when they're good.
My nieces make it and all the time, and it's unbelievable. I guess.
Yeah,
it's there or it's not for those. Like they're either like a good pecan pie is either like crazy deadly or just not good at all. Like, I feel like it's an either or pie.
Do we say pecan or because I usually say pecans?
Pecan,
but like
it's pecan
pie. Right?
I usually say pecan
pie,
and my Texan wife makes a lot of fun of me when I say
I know.
pecan.
And I said it, and I'm like, I think it's pecan pie, and I usually say pecans anyway.
well, it's Toucan Sam, right? It's not Tecan Sam.
No. All right, boys, we have like a minute left. I'm going to read these texts. It says little moments for sure, Cass, when we were going back to what we were talking about with the autograph sessions. That's happening today at West Edmonton with the Oilers. Have fun when you go down there. Hopefully everybody handles it very well. But this text says, little moments for sure, Cass. Always drives me crazy when guys don't pay kids a hand when coming out for warm-ups. Would make those kids years that age. And then the other one here says, I always liked Gager when I was a kid. I thought Joaquin was the coolest name.
Thank you.
I actually thought that when you were starting to come up with the Oilers, I was like, Joaquin Gage, that's a cool name.
It was fun because a lot of broadcasters, you know how they just say the last name? Mm-hmm. My name was one of those, they said the whole name all the time. Joaquin Gage.
Joaquin, yeah. It is a pretty sick name. Cass, enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy Thanksgiving. Say happy Thanksgiving to the fam from all of us over here, okay?
I absolutely will. You guys have a great night.
Fantastic show. That was Two Guys and a Goalie. Coming up next, EST Afternoons. Ice Cube has slid in. Gager's all settled in. Hernan will step in. Tom is out. Big thank you to everybody who watched and listened. We always appreciate it. If you're enjoying American Thanksgiving, have a great one. For Joaquin and Cass, I'm Tom saying ciao for now.